views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Fashionistas Home Edition. I am your host, Fleriser Bello. It is a pleasure to have you join us on this beautiful afternoon. We trust that you and your loved ones are well and staying safe. In today's Bello's Fireside Chat conversation, we welcome the Executive Director of Santa Fe Business Improvement District, Consultant, Faith Leader Advisor, President of Hispanic Denver, and leader of the Hispanic Star Denver Hub. Please join me in welcoming Latina Trailblazer and Salvadoreña, Jacqueline Bouvier. Jacqueline, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello, thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. I'm very happy. Thank you, Fleriser, for having us or me and Bello's Fashionistas. I'm very, very honored.
It is a pleasure to have you, Jackie. Please share with us more about yourself and what it is that you do.
I kind of like to put myself into three buckets because I'm very well driven in the faith, the business, and community. And I'm a person that leads by faith, as you know. And as of last week, I am the new president of the Colorado Multi-Ethnic Coalition, which is a coalition that's near and deep to my heart because we work with all of the different faith leaders across all of Colorado and eventually the nation. And in my area where I do the business side of things, I also cut that into nonprofit in the business sector as well through Prospanica. And I've been with Prospanica since 2011 when it was a National Society of Hispanic MBAs. Prospanica basically is a professional development type organization that brings us together nationally. And we are people that help others to come into fruition and to come to themselves in the business industry. And I do a lot of consulting for nonprofits and faith leaders as well. The community is a passion of mine. So as a result of that, I've taken on a job that I am the executive director of the Santa Fe Business Improvement District, where we work on streetscape projects, and it's a quasi-governmental entity. And it also allows me the opportunity to serve in the community in all three facets and areas, including the nonprofit sector. So that's a little bit about my professional background and what I do.
I'm just grateful to God to be surrounded by so many Latina Trailblazer. And you have a family, you have 3 children. How do you find, Jackie, the time to be able to spread your wings into all of these different entities that you are part of?
It's really the passion and time management. I have a complete time management. I manage my time daily, twice a day, weekly, monthly. And, I do a lot of time management, but more importantly, that passion and drive and motivation is what keeps me going. And honestly, having an amazing husband and an amazing mother-in-law that helps me a lot with the little ones, because as you know, I have a recently 18-year-old yesterday, and I have a 2.5-year-old, and I have a 6-year-old. So I'm pretty busy, from the teen mood swings all the way down to the the crying baby and the tantrums. But it's fun. It's fun because I have the blessing and opportunity to work from home. And so all my breaks and all the times that I get, I take them with my children, and I take my dates with my husband. And so I keep a lot of time management on my side is very important so that I can take everything into perspective and just kind of prioritize my life.
Talk to us more about the Hispanic Star.
Right now, we're in the middle of September 15th to October 15th, Hispanic Heritage Month. Let me tell you, the Hispanic Star, I want to say something that is on the website. It's America's made of stars, and Hispanics are one of them. So it's very important to know that driven by the firm belief that we don't win until we all win, the Hispanic Star campaign is based on both a unifying symbol and a nonpartisan, inclusive, inspirational, and unifying footing in order for the United States Hispanics to view themselves and help them act as a unified force for good. I'm a proponent of unity. I feel like my calling on earth is to unify. So anything that has the word unity, I am a part of. Additionally, in response to the continuously developing health and economic impacts of COVID-19, we utilize the Hispanic Star as assets, networks, and platforms to put the Hispanic Stars in action through the launch of the Hispanic Response and Recovery Plan, which is technically what we've been doing in Colorado. This pillar aims to mitigate the negative impact of this global pandemic on our community. This is a unity campaign led by, as you know, Claudia Romo Edelman, and we support her 100%. So the Hispanic Star is a very important campaign nationwide, and I'm just honored to be a part of it.
We are also honored to be partnering with the Hispanic Star and We Are Human throughout the month of Hispanic Heritage Month and ongoing, where we'll be able to bring stories like the leading hubs, like one of your hubs, that has been leading throughout the nation. Why did you join the Hispanic Star as an ambassador and leader?
Well, I decided to become a Hispanic Star ambassador and hub leader because during a time where there was so much need in Colorado, as there was in the United States due to COVID-19, I searched and begged. I knocked on doors for help everywhere to simply get those, that opportunity to help others, those less fortunate than we are. And I remembered I met Claudia at the United Nations last December. And thanks to a great leader, Beth Marmolejo, the New Jersey Hispanica president, I was able to learn and see that the new Hispanic Star campaign aligned well with my calling to unity, as I mentioned earlier. I could not say no to becoming one, to actually becoming a part of something that brings us together. It is especially important for us to work together and help each other out. We must use all the different leaderships and leaders in our community to do this. It doesn't matter, if you're in the faith industry or area or in the business industry. So when I reached out to Claudia, she had her team connect with me. We talked about options and opportunities to help my community here in Colorado. They had already been trying to find ways to reinvent the Hispanic Star because as a result of the pandemic, things shifted for Claudia and the vision that was meant for the year. As you know, we're going to unveil the campaign at a stadium, and it didn't happen. So for the difficult time presented, my request came at the right time. And we connected and began to work together as the campaign unfolded and the pandemic unfolded, both at the same time. We did this and continue to do the best we can. So I went all in and accepted to be the Hispanic Star hub leader and ambassador as a result of that opportunity that Claudia allowed me to have with the connection with her team here in Colorado.
Tell us more about the Hispanic Star Hub in Denver and the creation of the Hispanic Star Hub.
I happen to work with the Faith Board and Hispanic Business Professionals Board, and I brought the idea first to the Faith Group. So that's the Colorado Multi-Ethnic Coalition that I mentioned earlier that I work with, and I am now the president of. And they were so hungry to help Fleriser, and they were so eager to be a part of easing the pain for the community. When the Hispanic Star told us that Procter & Gamble would be donating products to us, I literally had almost 20 church leaders, all pastors, faith leaders, and their volunteers present and ready to unload the truck, ready to take this opportunity to help others. We equally divided every portion and products to every single one of these 20 churches. And they then, as a result of that, took everything back to their churches and then had their volunteers prepare all of these bags. We represented over 10 different Colorado cities, which was amazing. They assembled the bags and gave them out to the community, along with food boxes that we were also able to get donated from other local organizations in Colorado. This was a movement that, thanks to the Hispanic Star, we were able to get, and to allow this opportunity for leaders such as the faith leaders to get their feet on the ground and get going and helping and getting, that opportunity to support others. We were also able to launch a fundraiser through social media where Perla, she is with Love Soldiers. She is the person in charge of the hubs. She's the director of the hubs. we partnered with her and the Hispanic Star, and it helped us raise enough funds to help 18 families. 18 families, you know. They were unable to receive a stimulus check and get their utility bills paid. So I partnered with Carlos, who leads an organization here in Colorado called Para Ti Mujer, a local organization. And they were very kind and supportive, and they were able to help us get the application process going, an interviewing process of these families. And gosh, we were able to, you know, help these 18 families. We're beyond happy because we could not believe that partnering with such an amazing organization would help us just help so many people in Colorado. And through Prospanica, which is the other side of where I serve as a president as well, we were able to partner to promote the Census 2020. And we had the great privilege of being the spotlight event in Denver's yearly prestigious Denver Startup Week. That's where we featured Claudia as one of our panelists and informed hundreds of viewers, actually thousands of viewers, of the Hispanic Star campaign. We also featured the future of, El Futuro Hispano, the census, as part of our calendarized celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month in Colorado. So we made it a part of our event for Prospanica Denver. This is basically how it has been becoming a creation in Colorado. We truly don't know where it's going, Fleriser, and how it will look by next year, but we are certain that it's going to involve all of our support. Because united, we are mighty and blessed. I feel like we are just getting started. That what is to come with the Hispanic Star campaign and all the efforts to help our community, we're just barely just kind of digging at it. There's so much to do, and there's so much we can dream about doing together in both faith and business areas. I want to take this opportunity as the Hispanic Star Denver Hub leader to thank every leader that's out there in the faith area, in the business area, the board of directors of CMC, the board of directors of Prospanica, the pastors that have come to help and are still doing this on a weekly basis. You know, I can sit here and name every person, but the list is so long, but we're gonna try to get together to get every name so we can highlight you guys, because you guys are Hispanic stars. You guys are stars of this nation, not only Colorado, and what you're doing needs to be known. So I wanna say thank you. Thank you. We bless you. We are so thankful for everything you're doing, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Let's continue on and let's be the stars that we are meant to be.
How has the Hispanic Star Hub in Denver been able to pivot and assist the Latino community of Denver?
There are opportunities, like for example, there was another truckload of Procter & Gamble that was provided, and they're helping other cities. In Denver, we weren't able to take advantage of that this particular time, but we were offered the opportunity. However, there's fundraising involved in order to be able to pay so that the truck can come here. The stuff is donated, but the payment for the truck was not something that we were able to fundraise this time around, but we can do it. So they continue to support us with products, with support, and we're actually getting in here in the process of getting the opportunity to get together and kind of strategize and figure out what our next step for Colorado is. You know, but through the pandemic, the Hispanic Star campaign just, has jumped in, and they've been amazing, and they've been fast, and they've been able to help us be the pillar of support, not only in Colorado, but in the United States for all Latinos in any way possible. Very quick at answering us and any question we have. So having the opportunity to help with a percentage that Love Soldiers donated as a funding for Colorado helped us get to the point where we were able to help the 18 families pay the utility bills. But the ongoing process is still something that we're working on, because we want to recruit more stars. We want to have more ambassadors. We want to be able to help everybody that we can in Colorado.
We will take a quick break, and when we return, Jackie will discuss how the Hispanic Star Hub in Denver has been shining a light, creating an impact, and elevating the Latino community of Denver. Don't go anywhere.
TV news, radio reports, and newspaper headlines in the 1970s and 80s misrepresented communities in the borough of the Bronx. Then, something transformative happened. By, for, and about the Bronx, BronxNet was born.
We are BronxNet! BronxNet provides media education,
opening the doors to competitive careers in the media industry
for thousands of students in middle school,
high school,
and college.
BronxNet.
Welcome back. Jackie, please share with us how the Hispanic Star Hub in Denver has been shining a light and creating an impact to the Latino community of Denver.
So the Hispanic Star Denver Hub has been able to create impact in many ways. It's just something that we have learned here in Colorado, that the need is huge. We continue to grow as Latinos, as a population in Colorado. And as I mentioned before, Denver has become a shining light because of the Hispanic Star support and leadership. And but I wanted to say this, I can't help but thank Perla Tames and her leadership as the director of the hub, as well as Claudia. She herself has experienced a personal loss due to COVID-19, and she ceases to amaze us all with her tenacity and resilience, her spirit to never give up for the community we serve. So how can we not give ourselves completely? How can we not be passionate? Thank you to Claudia and for being such an exemplar leader to us and giving us that opportunity. And those stories that happen are as a result of having that unified passion and and having that opportunity to talk about the different stories and the different steps that we have. Let me tell you the impact here in Colorado, just to give you a little quick snapshot. In the state of Colorado, 21% of the state population is Latino. It's over 1 million Hispanics in Colorado, which is a population of 5.759 million people in Colorado. So that gives you a perspective of the how big we are and how much there is here to help, how much of a need. Doesn't necessarily mean that all 21% of the population of Latinos has a need, but it means that we can come together and help anyone that has a need. So let me tell you a little bit of a quick story of one of the persons or a couple of people actually that we helped, and we snapshot them, took a picture and recorded them because it was so powerful. These ladies were working in one of them was in the restaurant industry. She was devastated. She couldn't even pay her bills. She couldn't pay her rent. She lost everything because she got sick due to COVID. She lost a family member. And as a result of that, she just was devastated and saw the opportunity in us partnering with Mujer Para Ti Mujer. And she went there and she said, help me, please help me. I don't know what to do. I don't get a stimulus check. I don't get help anywhere because of my status and I need the help. So we were able to provide this fundraiser where we were able to help 18 families. And she was one of those families that we were so grateful that we were able to help her pay her utility bill so that they wouldn't shut off her electricity. And we connected her with the right people to pay her rent at that time. So she was able to live through another month until she had the opportunity to find a job. So that's kind of like the stuff that we were able to do through the fundraiser and through the experience of the products and the food we provided. I had amazing pastors literally take food and products. And when I say products, they're the Procter & Gamble products that were donated, and go to the places that people didn't have cars. They don't have cars. They don't have vehicles. They don't have a way to even get to the doctor. They don't have a way to get to the grocery store. And they literally went to the doors, knocked on the doors, provided products, provided food, a box of food, and they were able to help hundreds of people on a weekly basis. So this is the type of stuff that we do. It doesn't take one person. It's not me. We have amazing, amazing, amazing human beings that have partnered and are helping us make this dream come true here in Colorado. It's a dream to be able to serve. It's a dream, but we're making it come true.
Please share with us some of the challenges and success stories of assisting the Latino community of Denver.
It's COVID. It's a huge challenge because it makes it very difficult for us to come to different locations and places. And it's scary. It's a scary situation. We don't know what we're going to encounter, what's going to happen, but we've had troopers go out there and just help the community. Some people have gotten sick, but they're better, thank God, and not as a result of this, but on the side when they're doing their community work through churches and such. So we hear about it, and it's real. It's real. That's a huge, that's the obvious challenge, of course, but everything has been incredibly positive in terms of the community. And as long as we follow protocol and we do things according to what is supposed to be done, I feel like everything's great. And I think if I don't know that I would call it a challenge, more like something that we have to tackle, is spread the word and make more Hispanic Star ambassadors become a part of this movement, if you will, so that we can get people working in collaboration all across the state in different capacities. And so that's a challenge, to, if you want to look at it that way, because we have to strategize and figure out a way to be able to partner with other organizations, perhaps, or just come about in a way that we can just spread the love, But like I said, I've seen how our beautiful Hispanics, Latinos have jumped in without a second thought to help other fellow brothers and sisters in need. I am in awe. I'm in love with how we shine in these types of situations. And honestly, it's just been a very positive experience to see that, we can come together. We can be unified.
The Latino small business community, is it a big community? Is it something that you guys have also been able to assist, aside from the individual assistance?
So we've been working on that. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to strategize with the actual Hispanic Star team to see what we can do through Prospanica here in Colorado to assist any of the small business needs. On the side of that, we've been helping in other ways, but for now, in terms of all-encompassing overall, it would be through Prospanica partnering with the Hispanic Star to provide any we're going to have to take a pulse right now. We're going to have to take a pulse and take a poll and find out where our small businesses are, because we don't want to lose anymore. It's very hard to think of people that have worked so hard and they've dreamed this American dream to have their business, to just see it all go away. So we're going to have to come together, brainstorm, and find a way to do that in the next steps that we have here in Colorado, for sure.
What's next for the Hispanic Star Hub in Denver?
Like I said, we're in the process of connecting with the director of the hub to strategize for the next move, which will involve the business side. But I honestly believe that our next steps is to just increase the numbers and become powerful as the stars that we are. We need the power of many to help many more that are in need. The situation has not ended, as you know. There's still polling that needs to be done, as I mentioned earlier, but maybe through the organizations I mentioned and other ones that we can connect with, we can become that community service and the faith area and that business support to help the economy in Colorado. So we want to stay tuned and see what happens in terms of how we're going to work here in Colorado. But honestly, I feel like through Prospanica, what we're going to do is we're going to go and search for the small business owners that are Hispanics and see how we can be of service for them. I think that's very important, and it's something that needs to be done. And we'd be very proud and honored to do it. Very happy to do it, for sure. It's the Hispanic Star is just getting started. This is just getting started. So it's exciting.
For more information on the Hispanic Star Hub in Denver, where can you be contacted?
You can go to our Hispanic Star Denver Hub Facebook page to obtain more information on what we've done. You can even see pictures, videos of what we've done, the people we've impacted, the testimonials, and you'll see even kids building these little bags and just being so excited to serve the community. And so you can do that by going to the Hispanic Star Denver Hub Facebook page. And, I just want to end with, I'd like to share with you, something that's on the Hispanic Star website. It's take action with us, particularly in a year when this community is being disproportionately impacted by COVID-19 and diversity and inclusion conversations are at the forefront. It is so important that, to use this moment to bring the Hispanic community together. And I love what Claudia says, that we don't win until we all win. And last, I want to quote the Be Proud. The Be Proud is very important because Hispanics represent stories of migration, struggle, resilience, and strong values, hard work, optimism, family, and friends. We are Hispanics, we're Latinos, but we are not yet proud of it. We are powerful, but we think small sometimes. We're makers, not takers. Imagine all 60 million US Hispanics unified, focused on one goal, being proud of who they are. Everyone has a role to play in this journey. The time to act together is now. We have over 1 million of those here in Colorado. And if it takes a unified approach, I am here and I'm ready to take it on and be a support for the Hispanic Star.
Thank you so much, Jackie, for joining us. You are an inspiration, and I'm so happy to have known you and the rest of the Hispanic Star Hub leaders. Thank you for the incredible work that you continue to do along with the other leaders and the ambassadors at the Hispanic Star Hub in Denver.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media at Bello's Fashionistas TV and our media partner at BronxNet TV. To watch more of our programming, please visit our websites at bellosfashionistas.com and our media partner at bronxnet.org. Please be safe. Have a great day.